Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a video on my own. We haven't got John today. Today's video is all going to be about NXT. Now, I know there's a lot of people that don't watch the new NXT because it's not like the black and gold, just like John. So this is why I'm doing it on my own, because John don't really watch the new NXT. So we ain't really going to do it together because it'll just be me telling him information and he won't take it in. So I'm going to do it on my own. We're going to talk about NXT as a whole. Now, we're going to do it in order from pay-per-view, Premium Live Event, they've changed the name. Premium Live Event, all the way from the first one, Vengeance Day, to the last one, Deadline this year. We're going to talk about each one, see where they rank. We have 5 categories, as you can see on the screen right now. We have Epic, Great, Okay, Meh, and Get in the Bin. So, there's only 6, so the video won't be very long. But I just wanted to give a bit of a nod to NXT because I feel like not a lot of people watch NXT anymore than what it used to be, and it is a very good product. It's not black and gold, Adam Cole, Gargano, Ciampa kind of level, but it is a very, very good show, and the Premium Live Events always knock it out of the park. But if you like what you see, you like what you hear, then please hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment on the video down below, share it with your friends, and click the link in the description below if you want some WWE Euroshop merch. Help the fellas out. We'll be throwing codes out on videos, so keep an eye on them. But let's get into it. So we'll start off with NXT Vengeance Day. Now, please forgive me, I do have the card up on the screen. I've watched them all back again. My brain is fuzzled which one's which, especially when it gets to around the summer, autumn time. My mind's gone. So I have got the card up here, so I will keep going like that. So forgive me. But we'll start off with NXT Vengeance Day. Now, this is coming through Deadline in December 2022. We were coming in with Wesley as our North American champion. Bron Breakker was our NXT champion. Roxanne Perez was the women's champion. Carter and Chance were the tag team champs, and I think it was the New Day were the tag team champs. So they were the champions coming into that. How did they do at Vengeance Day? So let's take a look. So Wesley defeated Dijak, which was a very good match. If people don't remember Dijak was Dominik Dijakovic in the Black and Gold brand. He was absolutely amazing when he was going against Keith Lee and then tag teaming with Keith Lee. Keith Lee obviously is in AEW and he's doing his own thing. Dijak is getting back up there as a single superstar rather than being a part of Retribution. Very good match. I do remember enjoying this match, and we all thought Dijak was going to win because of the big guy against this little guy. But Wesley can do so many things that you just don't think someone can do. You know, for a little guy and a cruiserweight. I'll call him a cruiserweight. It's probably just under 200 pounds, or just over. The guy is phenomenal in the ring. Like, we all give props to Carmelo Hayes, but he's for me, he's on that level, and he'll once he gets his, obviously he's injured at the moment. Once he gets his promo work sorted, I've no reason why he won't be in the main event. Once Carmelo Hayes and Bron Breakker get called up to the main roster. We also had Fallon Henley, and Kiana James, who defeated Katana Chance and Kaden Carter for the tag title. So our first title change of the year for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. I remember being bored of this match, and it's not because of the people in it, because I don't really care about the women's tag titles, and that's WWE. They've not built the division up as it should be. Same on the main roster. I don't really care. I'm happy Chelsea Green's got the WWE Women's Championships, but I'm not intrigued. I just want Chelsea Green to keep all of the tag titles and keep them as long as possible, so she becomes the longest reigning WWE Women's Tag Team Champion of all time. Not very hard, but that's what I want because I love Chelsea Green and I think her character is amazing. But on the NXT side, before they came together as one title, I didn't really care about the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. And again, that's not on the performers in the match. That is purely on WWE not making me care about it. And then we had Carmelo Hayes versus Apollo Crews. Now Apollo Crews went back to NXT to see if he can find the spirit inside him to perform on the highest level. Didn't really do it in NXT. I don't think he got a win on any premium live event, and even on NXT I think he only got a few wins. So it was cool to see him back in NXT, kind of a nostalgia act, because I remember watching him NXT London, take over London when they came. I can't remember when that was it 2016? 2015 it was, I think. And yeah, Apollo Crews is great, and he's an amazing athlete. I just don't think he will go anywhere in WWE, and he's back on the main roster now, and we've not seen him on Raw since he came back. But Carmelo Hayes, who came through the Indies, got signed in 2021 by WWE, and his first match faced Kushida for the Cruiserweight Championship, and then faced Adam Cole. Straight away you could see he was going to be a star in what he was doing in the ring, and he's only built himself up to be better. Every time he's in the ring he gets better, Carmelo Hayes, and he's definitely one that he was on SmackDown this past week in the US title tournament where he beat Grayson Waller to go through to the next round of the US title tournament. Do I think he'll win it? No, I think that's going to be Kevin Owens. I think it'll be Kevin Owens and Logan Paul for the US title, which will be interesting. I like Logan Paul, but you know, we're talking about NXT here. Carmelo Hayes, absolute quality. He was with Trick Williams, who, if you've watched NXT throughout the year, has become a star himself. And then we had Gallus defeating The New Day, so it was our second title change of the year. Pretty Deadly and Chase University in a fatal 4-way match for the NXT tag team titles. Gallus are one of those tag teams. I really like Gallus. Followed him in the Independents when obviously they were Gallus in the Independents in the UK. But then they got brought up to NXT UK. They got brought together as Gallus. I really liked what they stood for on the tag team. They were taking no shit. You know, this is it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to absolutely kick your ass. We're going to make you cry. We're going to make you lay down for the free, and we're going to walk away and say no more of it, kind of thing. I really like it. Kind of like Brawling Brutes. Now, my issue is when Gallus gets called up to the main roster, which they will do soon, we need them tag titles split up, because if they go to SmackDown, you're fucked. You look at Pretty Deadly, you look at the Street Profits, you look at Gallows and Anderson, they're on SmackDown and they have no tag titles to go for because they're on Raw. Even though they've got both titles, it's not fair in the tag team division on SmackDown. And then, as you've been watching the videos, me and John have said the one thing we want to change in 2024, the video that went out, the MVP one, the one thing we want to change is the tag titles. We want them split up. We want separate tag titles. It doesn't make sense. You've got all these tag teams on separate rosters, but you haven't actually got tag team titles on the other roster. It's stupid. So I reckon if Gallus gets brought up, it's going to turn into Brawling Brutes, where both titles are going to be on one tag team and they're not going to do anything. And it's a shame, because they're absolute quality. New Day obviously won the titles. I think they won him back in December. I think they won him at Deadline. Or was it? I think it actually could have been on just an NXT. Chase University are great, and Pretty Deadly are one of my favourite tag teams. I think they're absolute quality, and I love Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. I think what they've brought to the table on the main roster, from what they've been given, and the injury to Elton as well, yeah, they're great. They're such an entertaining tag team and suited for WWE. Then we had Roxanne Perez defeated Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. I don't remember the match. Like I said, I've watched that much NXT over the past couple of days. I don't remember that match. However, Mandy Rose, when she left a massive hole in the women's division on NXT. And the one question everyone asked was, who's going to step up to be Mandy Rose? Before Mandy Rose, we all said, who's going to step up and be the Shayna Baszler? Who's going to be the the Asuka, who's going to be the Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, who's going to be Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, Bayley. You know, who's going to step up and be that main figure of the women's division on NXT. I still don't think they have one person who you look at and go, that's the NXT women's division, she's the leader. I still don't think they have it. However, I do think Lyra Valkyrie could be it. She holds the NXT championship now. Spoiler alert, she won it at Deadline. No, she didn't. She won it just before Deadline. I do think Roxanne Perez is a shout. I just think she has got this girl next door character that just, characters like that don't become the main figure of the brand. The main figure of the brand, you look at SmackDown, you think of Charlotte Flair, you think of Bayley, you think of Damage Control, you think of Asuka. On Raw, you look at Raw, you've got Becky, you've got Nia, you've got Rhea, you've got Raquel, you've got Liv when she comes back. Just so many women that you say, right, on Raw, Rhea Ripley is the main figure of the women's division. On SmackDown, Charlotte Flair is, or Bianca Belair is the main figure of the women's division. On NXT, they tried to give it Roxanne Perez. I just don't think she has the allure of being the face of the women's division on NXT. Now, that's not me knocking Roxanne Perez. I really like Roxanne Perez. I think she's great in what she does in the ring, and I would really love to see her more on SmackDown like she was at the start of the year. I just think you need, if they didn't make a big thing about Jade Cargill signing, Jade Cargill could have been that. She could have been the one that you look at and go, she is the women's division on NXT. But that's not taking away anything from Roxanne, Gigi, or JC, or any of the other women on the NXT roster, you know, because they're all fantastic wrestlers and they always put on a great show when you watch them. But Roxanne Perez defeated Gigi and JC to retain the title, and then Braun Breaker defeated Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller on NXT Deadline 2022 won the Iron Survivor Challenge to face Braun Breaker at Vengeance Day. And in a steel cage match, the only way to win that steel cage match was by pinfall submission. I don't like steel cage matches like that personally. I like it where you climb over, the old fashioned steel cage matches. But again, it wasn't a fantastic main event, but it was a main event that did its job. It made Braun Breaker look a beast. So where do we rank Vengeance Day out of them all? So we've got epic, great, okay, meh, get in the bin. It's definitely not getting the bin. It's definitely not meh. I think to start off the year, I think we're going okay. I think it was an okay pay-per-view to kick off the year for NXT Premium Live events. Obviously, like I said, there was only 6, so we can't really, you know, get better over every month like a WWE pay-per-view. I think it was okay. It was a good way to start. And then we move on to the week of WrestleMania. And the week of WrestleMania has changed so much from what it used to be. I used to book the full week off to watch Raw, SmackDown. Then we watched NXT TakeOver on Saturday. And Saturday night would be the Hall of Fame. And then Sunday would be WrestleMania. And then Raw the night after. That's the way we'd watch it. Or I used to watch it anyway. I used to put the full week off because I used to love the week of WrestleMania. Then it got changed slightly, whatever, a lot, because of COVID and money and, you know, what have you. So NXT Stand and Deliver was on April 1st, and it was a hell of a show. It really was, and it really shown that NXT is up there. As people don't want to admit it because it wasn't the black and gold brand, and it wasn't Adam Cole, it wasn't, you know, I'll say it again, Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Bobby Roode, Drew McIntyre. It wasn't them, but it has the potential to be. People have got to give it a chance, and people don't give NXT, the new NXT, a chance because they see it as developmental. It's so, I would say it again, there's so many good matches on NXT that people look over because they'd rather go and watch a Kenny Omega match, they'd rather go and watch a Seth Rollins match. Tune in, go and watch the Iron Survivor Challenge at Deadline, the men's and women's. they were quality. Some, if you really wanted to push it, not matches of the year by any means necessary, but just slightly under. So, but NXT Stand and Deliver, where Los Angeles, California. We opened with the pre-show match between Tyler Bate and Chase U against Schism. Now, my little issue here is I really like Schism. I thought they were great. Joe Gacy, Ava, Rip, and Jagger. Obviously, I know they were called something else, the Grizzly Young Veterans. I really liked them. I love the idea of it. If they get to the main roster, they could be the Bray Wyatt family kind of thing. I'm not saying they are the Wyatt family, no, I'm not saying that at all, but they could have been. You know, you don't know really what's happening behind closed doors, but the quality in the ring, I really liked them myself. But Tyler Bate and Chase U beat Schism. Schism never really got going in NXT properly. There was a storyline going on where Schism wanted to take control of Chase U. The winner of this match won control of Chase U, and obviously Chase U and Tyler Bate won. Then we had Indy Hartwell, who defeated Roxanne Perez, which I was so happy for because I love Indy Hartwell so much. If anyone that knows me knows that my favourite women's wrestler in NXT is Indy Hartwell. I think she's so good, and I don't think she's going to be given the proper chance on the main roster, which pisses me off a little bit because she's great. I like Candice LeRae and Nikki Cross. All of them are great. They just don't get given a chance. Indy Hartwell defeated Roxanne Perez, Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Lyra Valkyrie, and Tiffany Stratton. We're going to talk about Tiffany Stratton in a minute. It was a ladder match for the NXT Women's title. Indy Hartwell won. I remember being so happy Indy won. Dexter Lumis came out and helped her. It was such a good moment. And I love Dexter Lumis. I love Indy Hartwell. So it was perfect to see. Obviously, Roxanne, I think she got an injury this year at some point. I can't remember if she got an injury. I'm sure she did. She got some kind of injury. Zoe Stark, we know, went to the main roster, was a sidekick to Trish Stratus, and now she's holding her own in there with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Gigi Dolan, we know all about Gigi. Lyra Valkyrie, we know is the NXT Women's Champion at the end of the year in December 2023. And Tiffany Stratton has come so far in a short space of time. So when I was saying there's that hole missing of who is that main woman on the NXT women's division, it could be Tiffany Stratton. It could be. I think Tiffany's going to get called up. That's why I didn't mention her in it, because I said it about Zoe Stark at the start of the year. However, Zoe Stark got called up. She could be. My issue is that NXT stars are getting called up so quick. Obviously, Bron Breakker, Carmelo Hayes haven't, which is great. They're getting called up so quick that they're not being used on the main roster. So Katana Chance and Kaden Carter being called up to the main roster. He's seen them a handful of times, but we've not actually seen them. So Tiffany Stratton could be that if she doesn't get called up. If she spends another year in NXT, which I wouldn't mind. I don't think anyone would mind that. Tiffany probably does. That can't blame her, because she's a hell of an athlete. She's come a long way from where she was, and she deserves so much more credit than she's got. And then we had Gallus, who defeated the Family and the Creed brothers to win the NXT Tag Team titles, which I was chuffed about because I love Gallus. I think the quality, as we've mentioned before, it was a triple threat tag match for the NXT titles. It wasn't very long. It was 8 minutes, so not really anything any free tag team can do, but still, Gallus winning really put them head and shoulders above any tag team on NXT. Cut. And then we had Wesley, who defeated AXM, Dragon Lee, Ilya Dragunov, and JD McDonough for the NXT North American Championship. Now let's look at all of them. Wesley obviously retaining the NXT North American Championship again, and rightly so. Defeated AXM. I really like AXM. I hope I say it right. I always get it wrong, and then when it's like I forgot again. In AEW, it looks like Take a Shitter, but it's not. And I know people are going to shout at me, and John shouts at me all the time for it, but Dragon Lee is absolute quality, and he's now the North American champion in WWE. Ilya Dragunov is now the NXT champion. It's amazing to see where they've come from in terms of where they were on the card, and now Dragunov is the NXT champion, and JD McDonough is on the main roster as part of Judgment Day, which is great to see as well. So yeah, Wesley just got injured. He was facing Dom Mysterio for the title at Deadline, however couldn't because he got injured, so Dragon Lee took over. Dragon Lee beat Dominic Mysterio. Ilya Dragunov is the new NXT champion, so it's crazy to see where he's come, and JD McDonough's on the main roster. So yeah, it's a quality match again. The right person won there. I did want JD McDonough to win, just because I like people that haven't won anything before. I wanted them to shine. I always like the person that's not won anything or struggles to win something. I always want them to win because it's more special that way. It's weird to say it, but it's the way I feel. And then we had an unsanctioned match. Now Johnny Gargano came back to NXT because Shawn Michaels was having issues with Grayson Waller. Grayson was out of control. Shawn couldn't control him, so he brought in someone to shut him up. He brought in Johnny Gargano. Grayson Waller messed about with Gargano and Candice LeRae and stuff, and it was a really good storyline going into WrestleMania season, and it's something that Gargano needed. He needed a storyline to go into NXT and prove that he can do that, because Triple H took over in August 2022. He took over creative, but we all knew Vince McMahon had his hands in creative as well. So yes, Triple H, obviously what happened with Vince McMahon last year, he came back, and around about this time is when Vince came back, and Triple H's ideas and what he wanted just weren't going to do anything. So Triple H took a backseat. His storylines he wanted just didn't happen, or the winners he wanted didn't happen, and Johnny Gargano ended up in NXT. But it was good for NXT, it was good for Johnny Gargano, it was great for Grayson Waller because it really showed Grayson Waller's great in what he does. It was good for Johnny Gargano because it's Johnny wrestling. Yeah, quality match, absolute quality match. Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn defeated Fallon Henley and Kiana James for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn obviously won, and we know at WrestleMania, Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey won the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, and they faced each other once they got drafted to SmackDown, Alba and Isla, and brought the titles together. A stupid decision. So we haven't got the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships anymore on NXT. Which I don't think is a bad thing for NXT. I really don't. I don't think it's something that they miss. There's not enough women's tag teams on the show to actually show that you need them. But Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn won, and I was dead chuffed because, again, another tag team I like. And Carmelo Hayes defeated Bron Breakker for the NXT Championship. So Carmelo Hayes won the big one just before WrestleMania, which was fantastic to see, and really started the push for Carmelo Hayes to be NXT Superstar of the year and the main man on NXT, along with Bron Breakker. So Stand and delivered for me. It was fantastic. Probably there's one pay-per-view that beats it, and one premium live event beats it for me. But where does it stand in our rankings list? Is it epic, great, okay, meh, get in the bin? Well, it's definitely not getting in the bin. It's definitely not meh. It's definitely not okay. Is it epic and is it great? Personally, for me, I'd put it in great. I think it was such a stacked card, top to bottom, was very, very good. Nah, do you know what? I'm gonna put it in epic. I really enjoy Stand and Deliver. I'm gonna put it there. Johnny Gargano and Grayson Waller was an absolutely tremendous match. Carmelo Hayes Bron Breakker was great. Gallus defeating Creed Brothers and the Family as well. Indy Hartwell winning the title. Yeah, epic for me that. Tell me in the comment section below, do you agree with me or not? I think it is. And then obviously WrestleMania happened, and we're not going to go into the main roster. Then it was NXT Battleground, so we go from April to May. This is the one issue I have. I mean, I know they have specials NXT. They have specials all the time, like Halloween Havoc and New Year's Evil and stuff like that. And I wish they were premium live events, kind of like one a month. I think it'd be. I know one every other month is kind of special to the brand kind of thing, but yeah. Anyway, Wesley defeated Tyler Bate, Joe Gacy for the NXT North America Championship. So Wesley has held the title from January to May up to now, and each time he's performed has been amazing. Noam Dar defeated Dragon Lee in the British Round Rules match. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, the NXT Heritage Cup makes no sense to me. I didn't enjoy watching it being defended. I liked the tournaments in NXT UK. I really thought it brought something to NXT UK. I thought it put eyes on it, and it was interesting to see, because it was like it was a UK thing they started off with, got brought into NXT. It gave something for Noam Dar to do, because Noam Dar's great, but there's no cruiserweight title, so it don't really do anything for Noam Dar now. It doesn't do Noam Dar. Doesn't do anything bad for Noam Dar. That's what I'm trying to say with it there. But for me, storyline wise, don't really enjoy it. But he defeated Dragon Lee, who was with Nathan Frazier, 2-1 in a British Round Rules match for the NXT Heritage Cup. Ilya Dragunov defeated Dijak. Dijak wasn't on Stand and Deliver, so he's missed a premium live event there. And Ilya Dragunov defeated him in a last man standing match. I remember that match as well. That was brutal, that match. Anything Ilya is in is brutal. Gallus defeated the Creed brothers to retain the titles, so Gallus keeping hold of them titles. Again, for some reason they don't like putting Gallus in long matches. It was 9 minutes. Yeah, really strange that, but yeah. Tiffany Stratton defeated Lyra Valkyrie, tournament final for the vacant NXT Women's title. So Roxanne Perez did get injured. I was right with what I said. And this is where Tiffany Stratton decided to go, do you know what? I am the face of this women's division, and go like that. As we're going to see as we go further on. A fantastic match. It got longest match of the night, which is great for the women of NXT. And then Carmelo Hayes defeated Bron Breakker again for the NXT Championships. He retained the NXT title. So now Dave Meltzer rated the last man standing match between Ilya and Dijak 4.75 stars. And the lowest rated match was the NXT Heritage Cup and the NXT Tag Team title match, both receiving 3.25. The opening triple threat received 3.5, the same as Tiffany and Lyra. So finally the main event received 4 stars. So the highest match was the last man standing. So for us, where does it rank in ours? Is it getting the bin? Is it meh? Is it okay? It's great. Again, I'm going to put it in okay. It did what it was needed to do to push Tiffany, to get Ilya looking like a beast, Wesley retaining his title, and Carmelo Hayes retaining against Bron Breakker again. I think it was okay. It's later on in the year when it started to get like this is quality entertainment now. And then when you move on to the Great American Bash, so we skipped 2 months and we got to July. It was the end of July. Looking at the card, this is where Dom Mysterio came into it. Yes, I remember this one. I remember it. So, we opened in a pre-show with Nathan Frazier, Yulisa Leon, Valentina Feroz, and Dragon Lee, who defeat the Metal Four of Noam Dar, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, and Oro Mensah. So then we had the family who defeated Gallus for the tag titles. So the family, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, defeated Gallus for the NXT tag team titles. Again, 8 minutes. Another tag team title match for Gallus that's 8 minutes long. Yeah. Roxanne Perez defeated Blair Davenport in a Weapons Wild match. Oh, so Roxanne wasn't She must have come back. Yeah, because it was a vacant one, so she got injured and then she came back. Yeah, because it was 2 months down the line. So, yeah, Roxanne defeated Blair Davenport. I really like Blair Davenport. I liked her in when she was doing in the UK scene, when she was Bea Priestley, when she was with Will Ospreay. I really liked her. I thought she was great. Oh, awkward. Yeah, Weapons Wild match, absolute quality match. I remember I was gutted that Blair didn't win because I really like Blair. Gable Steveson was on the NXT roster. He was trying to make a name for himself. He was actually wrestling. He was a part of the NXT roster. He faced Baron Corbin, and this was where Baron Corbin kind of, after, I think it was a few weeks after this, he started his vignettes of burning the ships and going back to his old ways and just thinking about winning rather than anything else. And we saw the vignettes of him burning stuff to do with the Constable Corbin, King Corbin, Happy Corbin. So yeah, this was around about the time Baron Corbin changed, but Gable Steveson won. Then I remember just recently, I think it was October, November, there was some controversy around Gable Steveson that he wanted to go back to the Olympics that WWE didn't know about. I don't know if it's true, but that's why he's not been seen on TV. Dirty Dom defeated Wesley and Mustafa Ali for the NXT North American title, and I remember everyone being peed off about this, and I'm like, why? One, it gets eyes on NXT because Dirty Dom's there with Rhea, and potentially Finn and Damien shows up. And Wes has held it since December onwards. So, as much as Mustafa Ali might have wanted it, Dirty Dom deserved a title. It was just a shame that the Intercontinental title was on Gunther and he's not on SmackDown, because the US title at the time was on Austin Theory, who was doing nothing, to be fair, with the title at the time. So, no, but Dirty Dom won. Which I was chuffed about because I've always liked Dirty Dom. Tiffany Stratton defeated Taya Hale by technical knockout in a submission match. Because shortly after this is when JC Jane started getting involved with Taya Hale and making trying to turn a heel. But Tiffany Stratton's in it. So Carmelo Hayes defeated Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title. So that was the longest match of the night, 24 minutes, and it was an absolute banger of a match. So where does the Great American Bash land? Get in the bin. Meh. Okay, great, epic. It's not getting in the bin, and it's not meh. I think it was another okay. It wasn't great. Dirty Dom was great. Tiffany was good. Carmelo Hayes was good, but the rest of it I didn't really care about, to be honest with you. The main matches: Dirty Dom, Wesley, Mustafa Ali, Tiffany Stratton, Taya Hale, and Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. Yeah, quality. But the rest of the card didn't really. The Weapons Wild match was okay. Yeah, no, we'll put it there. I'm happy with it there. And then we move on to NXT No Mercy. Now, No Mercy used to be one of my favourite pay-per-views on WWE's yearly calendar. However, they moved it to NXT, which I'm fine with. Again, it's at least it's being used. This pissed me off. We'll get into it. We'll get into it why in a minute. We'll go through the match card and we'll pick where it goes, and I'll tell you why. Blair Davenport defeated Kalani Jordan in 6 minutes. Don't really care. It's a pre-show match. I like Blair. She deserves better than a pre-show match. Baron Corbin defeated Bron Breakker, which was massive, and it was only 9.5 minutes that he won that. Trick Williams defeated Dirty Dom for the NXT North American title. Dragon Lee was the special guest referee in that. I think it only lasted a day, 2 days, and then he won it back again. Thanks to Judgment Day or Rhea Ripley, one or the other. So we have a new North American champion. The family defeated OTM The Creed brothers and Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, who, if you didn't know, are being called up to the main roster. Humberto and Angel, they are being called up to the main roster to be part of a stable with Santos Escobar, hopefully soon. But yes, they won that 12 minutes. I don't really like the family. I don't get the whole point of them, but people like them. The Creed brothers, yes, they're on the main roster, and Garza and Carrillo, yes. Noam Dar defeated Butch in a British Round Rules match for the NXT Heritage Cup. I'm not going into the Heritage Cup again, but Noam Dar versus Butch was a absolute banger of a match. I really want to change Butch to Pete Dunne. Ilya Dragunov defeated Carmelo Hayes for the NXT title, which wasn't the main event. However, the main event, Becky Lynch defeated Tiffany Stratton. Now, No Mercy as a whole was great. I really, really enjoyed No Mercy. The ending kind of peed me off. However, I really liked the event as a whole. Back the tag title match. I loved Baron Corbin winning. I didn't like Dirty Dom winning, but I thought fair dues, put the title back on someone that's actually on NXT, and Dirty Dom can go back to Raw and SmackDown. Noam Dar and Butch was an absolute banger of a match. Ilya and Carmelo, Ilya won the NXT title, which I kind of brushed over there, but Ilya won the NXT title and No Mercy from Carmelo Hayes, which was an absolute quality match. And then Becky defeating Tiffany was massive, and I'll get into that one match in a minute. Altogether, this is the one I'd put in epic. I thought it was quality. I really did. I don't think one match. If I could be picky about anything, I would have had Dirty Dom beating Trick. I don't think it was right for Trick just yet. I wanted Trick to have another couple of months and then win it. But other than that, and my only other issue is Tiffany losing to Becky. Now, this is what pissed me off. Becky shouldn't have won that. She should have let Tiffany put her over, and it was a shame, because Tiffany was really getting going as the women's champ. She put herself through tables in that match. She's shown that she could hang with Becky. It was great to see. It's just a shame Becky won. And that's not against Becky. Everyone knows I'm not a massive Becky Lynch fan anymore. But Tiffany definitely should have won that match. But the event as a whole, epic. I absolutely loved it. It was next to Stand and Deliver. It was my favourite one of the year. And then we come to the last one, which was NXT Deadline, which was only like 2 weeks ago. I really enjoyed Deadline. I like the Iron Survivor challenge. I think it's a great concept, and I think it's something WWE could potentially use for people that are on the verge of breakout. So like a Dirty Dom, like a JD McDonough, like a Bronson Reed, no one like Bobby Lashley or Kevin Owens or someone like that. Someone that is ready for a US title shot or an Intercontinental title shot. Someone that's there, but you don't know whether they're going to be great or not. So put in an Iron Survivor challenge at, I don't know, day one, put the pay-per-view as day one again and do the Iron Survivor challenge. The winner gets a shot at the Royal Rumble kind of thing. Or you do it in between WrestleMania and the last pay-per-view. You have the Elimination Chamber and do that. The winner faces the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, champion at WrestleMania, or the US title, depending which one they want to go for. But we'll go through the card dead quick. Erickson defeated Nathan Frazier in the pre-show match. Didn't watch the pre-show match. I'm not going to lie to you. I was playing Football Manager, so I didn't really. I forgot it was on, to be quite honest with you. Dragon Leaf defeated Dirty Dom. So Dirty Dom won the NXT title back the night after from Trick Williams. And then Dragon Lee defeated Dirty Dom, which was supposed to be Wesley. Blair Davenport defeated Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, Kalani Jordan and Fallon Henley for to become the number one contender for the NXT Women's title against Lyra Valkyrie on New Year's Evil. Absolute quality match. It was the second, that and the Iron Survivor Challenge obviously at 25 minutes, so They both matches are longest matches of the night. Carmelo Hayes defeated Lexis King. It wasn't a great match. It was okay. It's a tough one to be in that, because Carmelo Hayes, if he lost, you'd think, right, now it's time for the main roster. I do think Carmelo Hayes is ready for the main roster, but Lexis King needed that win, so I would have gone Lexis King. Trick Williams defeated Dijak, Josh Briggs, Bron Breakker and Tyler Bate to become the number 1 contender for the NXT title at New Year's Evil. Again, another match which was absolute quality. Trick Williams was immense in it. He at one point he had none and everyone else had points. He was the only one that didn't, and he came in and absolutely got pinfalls. Kevin James defeated Roxanne Perez in a poor steel cage match. It wasn't great. And Ilya Dragunov defeated Baron Corbin for the NXT title. A quality match again, but that's credit to Corbin and credit to Ilya, both for quality. Corbin, I've got a feeling he's going to go back to the main roster, but I really don't want him to. So where does Deadline sit? Is it getting a bin? Is it Matt? I'm so sorry for the background noise, by the way. So where does NXT Deadline sit? Get in the bin, Matt. Okay, great, epic. I don't think it was quite epic, and that is because the match is letting it down with Kiana James and Roxanne Perez, and Carmelo Hayes and Lexis King didn't really do anything for either. I'd put it in great. It was great. The Iron Survivor challenges were fantastic. Dragon Lee and Dirty Dom was fantastic. And Ilya and Baron Corbin was great. I just think them 2 matches, Carmelo Hayes, Lexis King, Kiana James, Roxanne Perez, weren't as good as the matches on No Mercy and Stand and Deliver for me. I really don't. But that is the year of NXT. Who do I think is NXT's MVP? I'm going to go with Ilya Dragunov. I really think Ilya... Ilya Dragunov. I think Ilya has come on leaps and bounds throughout the year. I think his matches have always been high quality. You saw it in NXT UK against Walter / Gunther. And when he got brought up to NXT in the US, he's a machine. He's absolutely fantastic in the ring and everything he does. Women's MVP, I am going for Tiffany Stratton. I think she's come on leaps and bounds, man. And the fact that they gave the title to Becky Lynch and not buried her because they made a lot of mint, but I think there could have been so much more with Tiffany Stratton's NXT Women's title run. Is she ready for the main roster? Potentially. I just think Becky winning didn't do anything for Tiffany, even though Tiffany made herself look amazing. But that was the year in NXT. Epic, Stand and Deliver, and No Mercy. Great was Deadline. Okay was Vengeance Day, Battleground, and the Great American Bash. Now, obviously, I know there's Halloween Havoc. I know there's New Year's Evil. I know there's others out there, but they weren't premium live event shows. They were just the weekly shows. Tell me in the comment section below, do you agree with what I've done? MVP, Ilya Dragunov for the men's. The women's was was not Roxanne Perez, it was Tiffany Stratton. Do you agree with where I've put them on the list? Tell me in the comment section below. As always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we drop a new video. There's going to be videos out every single week. Until next time, peace.